Good evening, Southeast Texas. A quiet night weather-wise across Southeast Texas. Thankfully, nothing going on. Pretty quiet out there, and it should stay that way until we get to Wednesday evening. We'll have a chance of showers and a few thunderstorms. On our Roofing 911 Skycam network down in Port Arthur, sponsored by Market Basket. Skies are partly to mostly cloudy. Don't think we'll see a big issue with fog with the wind staying up like they are, and we certainly shouldn't see much in the way of wind either coming up overnight. A little bit breezy at times, but I think we're in good shape with some fog. Over in Orange, our Roofing 911 Skycam network sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store, also partly to mostly cloudy there. There's going to be a lot of clouds tonight, southerly breeze. No real rain expected overnight really or tomorrow. Maybe an isolated shower or two tomorrow. Only 10% though for the lakes area. We'll keep any decent coverages out of the forecast for the triangles. Moisture levels will be a little bit lower tomorrow than what we had today. And you can see traffic flowing fairly smoothly across the Interstate 10 corridor tonight, heading out of Orange into Louisiana. Now at highs today around 80, 81 degrees. We had lows this morning well into the 60s. We'll be near 70, 72 for lows tonight. They're not going to drop much more. And our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard LaPrade. You can see the clouds, mostly cloudy night. And once again, it's going to be very warm and humid with southerly winds off the Gulf. Well, as I said, we're looking for lows only to be around, let's say, 70 to 72 tonight across Southeast Texas. So pretty quiet night, nothing going on weather-wise. That's the good news. Should stay quiet till about Wednesday evening. We'll see a cold front move through the area and temperatures beginning to fall on down, which we'll show you in just a few minutes on our 7-day forecast. Our Roofing 911 Skycam network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. We have mostly cloudy skies, high humidity, southerly winds off the Gulf. And of course today, this morning, we had a little bit of drizzle, some mist in the triangle. We didn't have any accumulations though, so certainly no coverage to really speak of in the Triangle Lakes area. You saw a few widely scattered light showers today. Now some heavier showers off to our east and northeast earlier this afternoon in central Louisiana on over into Mississippi and Alabama, associated with an upper level disturbance. And we go to the lakes area. Our Roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper, sponsored by Provalis. The lakes, you also got into the 80 to 82 degree range. It was very warm this afternoon, saw a little bit of sun peek through. I think we'll see a little bit more sun tomorrow than what we had today. Temperatures will be in the low 80s again, very warm. So it looks warm the next 2 days before that front comes in Wednesday night, and we'll see some cooler weather coming up, certainly for lows anyway. And well, daytime highs too, coming up by the end of the week, just for a couple of days, and it kind of warms back up. Then we'll see another front working into Southeast Texas Sunday night of the weekend. Won't be much of a chance of rain with that one the way it looks right now. Your weather headlines: warm and humid through Wednesday. Will be windy, rain and thunderstorms with a cold front, and of course it'll be turning cooler this Thursday and Friday. We're talking lows in the upper 40s coming up by Friday morning. Thursday morning will be in the low to mid 50s, and then some 40s there Friday morning. Kind of chilly. We'll show you that on the low temperatures here in just a moment, but not going to be very low on temperatures tonight, that's for sure. We're running in the low 70s. Even a lot of high clouds beginning to move in from the southwest. Of course, we have the low clouds working in off the Gulf. But it's a quiet weather night. Thankfully, nothing to track, although we do need the rainfall, but certainly none of that in the forecast, at least for the next day and a half to 2 days. It'll be Wednesday night before we see any chances of precipitation, or late Wednesday afternoon. 74 over in Intercontinental, 75 in Conroe, 73 in DeRidder and Lake Charles. Now temperatures across the rest of the state are running in the mid 70s. It's going to be warm statewide tonight. Even Dallas at 77, 73, Lubbock 75 in Midland. It is a warm, muggy night across the Lone Star State, and that's for sure. Off to our east, it's very warm as well, 74. New Orleans, 71 in Jackson. Now, we're not expecting much at all of any rainfall tomorrow or much of Wednesday. Now, we get after around 3 or 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, we'll start seeing some scattered showers moving in ahead of our front. Now, this is rainfall totals we're expecting on Wednesday into very early Thursday morning. And this will be nice. Hopefully this will verify another 3/4 to an inch of rain. There'll be some isolated pockets that pick up an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. Just because you see 1.7 down in Port Arthur, that does not mean 1.17 is going to fall in Port Arthur. Just kind of gives us an idea that those kind of rainfall totals be possible just in isolated spots. So on average, we're looking at, half to 3/4 to about an inch overall. But there'll be some pockets of some heavier rains here and there, but it's going to move through fairly quick. Don't see this sticking around too long. And of course, even up the lakes area, of course, you need rainfall as bad as we do here in the Triangle. Now, once the front passes, we'll have 50s for lows Thursday morning. And this is Friday morning here, 7 a.m. Well, look at that. That's pretty chilly coming up behind this front. This Friday morning, we'll have clear skies, light winds, and we've been warm lately, so this will actually feel colder than it actually is because we've been so used to the warm weather we've seen over the last several days. I have a broad view of satellite. There's a lot of high clouds coming in from the southwest. A few sprinkles down there in Old Mexico, a little weak disturbance there. Notice off to our east some heavy thunderstorms up around Birmingham, Alabama, moving into Atlanta, associated with a little trough of low pressure there. So we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms in that part of the country tonight. All right, let's take a scan of Futurecast. We know it's going to be warm tonight. No rain expected. Southerly winds. Temperatures around 70 to 72. We head throughout the morning and afternoon tomorrow. We should reach about 80 for highs under partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. You notice not many showers popping up tomorrow. We'll keep it at 10% or less for the lakes. Just don't have the moisture deep enough like we did today. We had a lot of moisture in the air today throughout the atmosphere. And as we head into Wednesday morning, the showers are popping up. You see in the afternoon, and there's that line moving in at around 5 to 6 p.m. So it looks like around news time Wednesday will be our best chance. And so far, some of the computers not very impressive with this line of storms. I think this is way underdone. I think we'll see a pretty solid line move through the area coming up on Wednesday evening. Well, it's 5, 6, 7 p.m. the way it looks right now. All right, offshore exercise caution. Plan on doing any boating because we'll have south to southeast winds up to about 20 knots. Some gusts to 25. Water temperature at 75 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, breezy. We'll have south to southeast winds at 5 to 12 miles an hour. Lows near 70 in the lakes and in the Triangle, but looking like 71, 72 across much of the area. Of course, warmer near the coast. And for tomorrow, mostly cloudy and windy with south to southeast winds 10 to 20, and maybe an isolated shower up the lakes tomorrow at 10%. Once again, low 80s for highs. It's going to be a warm afternoon coming up for your Tuesday. All right, 7-day forecast, a couple more warm days. And it turns a lot cooler for Thursday. 53 the low, 70 for the high. 40s Friday morning, high of 74. Then we'll warm up some